All right. Good evening, everyone. Hope you guys are well. Hope you're getting really excited for what's coming up. As promised, we are having two support sessions for you guys, and I'm glad to see that we do have the the committee chair and vice chair are joining us. So yes, we have organized with Kashraf that the team also joins us this evening. On their side, it's actually quite late in India. And they're going to also be introducing themselves so you guys know who will be chairing the sessions for the simulation. But they're also here to support you guys and really for you guys to ask questions to make sure that you understand exactly how it all is going to unfold. And then I'm also going to share with you guys some information that's going to help you to connect to your other members in your committees and how to change your profile picture. Because I know a lot of guys have been asking. At least I see one delegate has managed to change their profile picture. So well done. I hope to see the rest of you guys as well and how the rooms are going to work in teams. So when you guys want to have those caucuses, those discussions, how do you actually go and join those rooms? So I'm David Hopstad, guys. So I'm going to be just chairing this session, but I'm also with the rest of the team. I've also got Casey and Tendo from the UNISA side who have joined us this evening, and Nathma. Welcome, guys. Thank you for joining us. So they're also here to support you guys, so that it's really, really cool that they're there. But of course, then we've got Parth and his team. I see his camera's ready on. So I'm thinking, Parth, maybe what you can do is you can just introduce yourself and the team members that have joined. If any of them are still under attendees, can they just raise their hands? I can make them presenters so we could also hear from them as well. So over to you, Parth.
Good evening, everyone. Hi, David. How are you?
No, good, good, really good. Nice to meet you.
Really, my pleasure, sir. Good evening, everyone. Today, we are gathered here for explaining you about the committees, introduce you about the committees which we have. We have ECOSOC as well as African Union, and we also have the chairperson of that respective committees, Miss Anushka Sethi and Miss Vaishnavi Singh. Now over to Anushka, ma'am. Please introduce yourself and along with your vice president in the committee.
I just want to check: are they? If they're in the attendees group, they must just raise their hand. Then I can quickly promote them as a presenter. Ah, Anushka, there we go. And hi, good seeing you again.
Hi, David. How are you? Good seeing you again.
All good.
Okay. Hi, David. How are you? Good seeing you again.
Yep, you're loud and clear.
And
All
thank you
good
so
on my
much,
side as
Partha,
well.
and thank you so much, Partha, for recognizing me. Hi, everyone. I'm Anushka Sethi. I'm pursuing journalism honors with minor in political science from Delhi University. I have been a keen immuner and debate all my life, and it's such lovely to see the turnout and seeing David host such an incredible session again and again throughout the year. And talking about the DIAS, the organization, very grateful to Keshav sir and Devesh sir for giving us such lovely opportunities. Sitting here in India and talking to people in South Africa, it is such a wholesome experience. Talking about my president, Sir Pranay Singh Dhaka, he is pursuing philosophy honors also from Delhi University. He is a keen writer and a law enthusiast. He is working with the law ministry right now as we talk, and it's such great opportunity. And I want to thank everyone at UNISA for that. Thank you so much.
Anushka, why don't you introduce your committee as well? Like, what's the agenda, and just brief them, the delegates, about the committee.
Okay. So, talking about the committee itself, the committee is called ECOSOC, Economic and Social Council, and everyone knows that it is such an important issue to talk about, related to United Nations, because United Nations is not only saturated to security and talking security. It talks about holistically, and this is a very major pillar for that. And talking about the agenda is disparities arising from AI driven climate interventions. At this current moment, climate has such diverse and it has been such diverse and volatile. Talking about in India right now, India is amidst a little natural crisis, floods, droughts, everything, and we are doing everything capable in our hands. And as delegates of different countries, you have to actually think about how to benefit that country or how to benefit the whole world at a larger space when we talk about climate change through AI. Because see, how are we able to talk with each other sitting from India to South Africa? Because of help in AI and everything. So AI plays a major role in our lives right now. If you want to know anything, we use AI. If you want to do any small thing, also we use AI. So why not climate change? And here in the committee EcoSoc, we are going to do exactly that. Uh, David, that's it from my side.
All right, thanks, Anushka. And then Pranav, Parth, is there anyone else? I see Vinesh V is also online.
Yes, so Vaishnavi is also there.
Yes, Vaishnavi ma'am, can you, yes, please introduce yourself, your vice chairperson, as well as your committee.
Yeah, okay. Can you please confirm if I'm audible and visible? Hello. Can you please confirm if I'm audible and visible properly?
Yes, you're audible and visible. Not too bad. It is coming through.
Okay, perfect. Hi, David. How have you been? It's very nice to connect with you once again.
Yeah,
So
nice.
glad to
Nice
be
seeing you
part
as
of
well.
this.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's great because last year vice chair and this year I'm like chairing the conference. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you, Dias. Thank you, David. Okay, so I'll move forward to introduce myself. Hi, I'm Vaishnavi. I'm currently pursuing Pol Science major and history at minor at Delhi University. I have been debating from like past 5-6 years, and I have explored all the debating formats from Asian parliamentary, British parliamentary. I've done debating at state level, national levels, and I've done MUN since like I remember from past 5 years. And it's also glad because last year I was part of UNISA as well as vice chair, and this year it's again. So glad to be it. And also I'll introduce to my vice chair. Atharva is currently a recent graduate from Vellum, and he's currently pursuing BA honors in economics at Sri Ram University of Delhi, and he's currently he has served as school captain, and he has done several MUNs. So much MUN experience coming from person who knows Athar very personally. He's one of the best person I've ever met as well, and he's got a very good diverse experience of MUN and training as well. So it's so glad to have Athar with me as a vice chair as well. And yeah, moving forward to about agenda, I'm chair for African Union, and I think the integration of AI for in Africa or African Union is very important, because when you go ahead and see how the Africa organization of African unity has evolved from African Union, it's very important because understand climate change and everything is based or related to AI in some or the other way, right? But when we also talk about climate change, it is something that is in need, and Africa, where there are so much untapped resources and much more access that can be provided, I think AI is one of the prominent medium that can even be provided. Also, we read about Agenda 2063, or how we talk about African continental free trade. When you go ahead and like analyze these these things, you go ahead and like analyze how Africa is integrated with AI, with climate change, climate system as well. So I think for youth to actually go ahead and learn these things, understand these perspectives, and go ahead and like, because youth are somewhat the change makers, right? They're gonna be the one making policies, they're gonna be the one influencing everything. So I think this is one of the most crucial agenda that we can also learn, and that we can like debate upon it and analyze more in depth as well. And I'm so proud to be the chairperson alongside Atharva as well. Thank you so much, David. Over to you.
All right, thanks. Thank you so much for that. And I think we've just had someone else that just joined. Sorry, I'm busy checking to make sure they're in. Atharva, you, I see he has joined, or she has joined. I haven't met you before. So I think you can also maybe introduce yourself. So Parth, maybe we can introduce her as well.
Okay, so hello everyone. Myself Parth Agarwal. I have been working with DICE from past 3 years, and I am a graduate from Delhi University. I have done BCom honors, and I'm into this MUN circuit. I've done almost around more than 100 MUNs. I'm into public speaking from past 6 years, and moreover, apart from MUNs, I'm a very good sports player and a very good chef also. Like I cook a very amazing food. My colleagues are also a good witness of it, that I'm generally a very good cook. Moreover, for me, the agendas and the committee which we have and the using of AI, I myself feel that in this 21st century, we all must understand the ethical use of AI. That how we can use it for the betterment of our friends, family, and all the humans, the citizens of this country, of our country, or around the globe, all people over the globe. So the agendas which we are going to discuss in this summit are very important, and you all are going to enjoy it by debating, representing different portfolios, researching. You'll get to know about the global politics and how much you can do in the coming future. So all the best, everyone. You have the best one of the best chairpersons I genuinely know. So, and moreover, thanks to David, who it's all thanks to him. That's why only we are here. And like it's my pleasure to be here. Thank you, David. That's all from my side.
Pleasure, always a pleasure. Okay, and I see we've also got Atharva. I hope I'm saying your name correctly. So you can maybe switch on your camera and introduce yourself, the committee, and your experience. That would be great.
I guess, David, there is a little network issue from their end. But
okay.
Yeah, he is here. Yes, thank you.
Hi, everyone. I just wanted to know if I'm clearly audible.
Yes, nice and loud and clear.
So, thank you so much for providing me this platform. So, so my name is Atharv, actually, and I'm currently pursuing Eco-Honors at Delhi University. I've done my schooling at a boarding school, and I've stayed there for 8 years. And it's really nice to be here. I'll be working alongside Vaishnavi as the Vice Chairperson of African Union, where we will be exploring the climate crisis and what are the implications of artificial intelligence in that. Furthermore, I'm looking forward to this really prestigious platform, and I would like to thank DICE and everyone who has given me this prestigious opportunity. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Really appreciate it, guys. So I think there's still one person. Hopefully they will still join us. But there we go. So students, delegates, I must call you delegates now. So as you can see, we've brought in these young people who are doing these things, who are not newbies. They've been doing it for many, many years. They've got a lot of experience, and that's really why we wanted to bring them in. So just like we did early in this year, we had the summit. And so it was very important for you guys just to meet the team, to see how it's going. And yes, please do post your questions in the chat. So we'll try and answer them as well. And we'll also open the mics a little bit later if there's any questions, because we really want to walk you guys through to make sure that you understand exactly how the whole day is going to work on the 23rd. And I'm going to explain to you and the whole process that you're going to follow, and also how to change your, as I said, how to change your profile names or pictures currently into the flag, because that's quite important. Because we can't change your names, we can't actually edit that, unfortunately. The only option is to help the chair and co-chair identify which country you're representing, is to actually change your profile pic. So that's what I'm going to show you this evening. I see 2 students at least now, profile pics have been updated. So that's pretty cool. So thanks, Path. I'm going to then continue with the rest of the presentation. And then once I'm done, we're going to open it up and let the students ask us any questions. Okay, first thing, guys. Now, the one thing you love to do is WhatsApp groups. But unfortunately, guys, I must just warn you with WhatsApp groups. It's nice to have them, but you just don't know who else is joining these WhatsApp groups. So just to make sure you've got a safer platform to work through, that we do have the MS Teams team that can actually assist you. So now, how are you going to join this team? Right, so let me show you then. So the first thing you're going to do is, I'm just going to quickly close all this. All right, so you're going to have to open the application of Teams. So just take note, now you're currently in a meeting, right? So it looks a bit different. But when you open Teams itself, right? Okay, so this is the meeting we're in. Okay, so you're not going to find the option here. You will only find it when you open the application and you can see this menu on the left-hand side. Okay, that tells me now you're in the program, not in a meeting. Okay, so there's 2 different things to Teams. So I'm sure you've seen this before. So what you guys are going to do is I'm going to send you the link as well. We'll post it in the chat as well. You're going to go to Teams. All right, you won't see this one. So it looks something like this, or it might just be completely empty. It's not a problem. And then on the right-hand side, you're going to click on Join or Create a Team. And you're going to simply select Join the Team. So on your smartphone, hopefully you're all using laptops, so it's a little bit bigger, easier to work with. You just look for the option of Join Team, right? And once you join the team, this is where you're going to type in the code that I'm going to be giving you. And that's it. And once you type in the code, you'll say Add Team. Unfortunately, I'm in the team already. And then it's going to jump across and it will take you back here. And yes, no, don't worry about that. So let me show you. And then you'll see the team will look something like this. Then all you're going to do from there is you click on it. It'll open the channels, and then you can engage on the channel that represents your committee. So that's really, really important. You'll see that I've already posted the rules of engagement and also how to change your profile picture as well. But I'm going to show you that anyway. But yeah, so this is what you guys can do. So where's that code? Let me just quickly copy it. I know it's in my slides, but I'm just going to quickly copy it as well. And there she is, the team code. So there we go. So you just type in that code when you join the team, guys, and then you will be able to access the team. I will send this to you via SMS as well, the direct link. So it just makes it a bit easier where you just have to type in this code. So let me just quickly pop it into the chat. So the teams, guys, is where you will have access to the guides. That's where you can chat with your other committee members, get to know each other, see who's supporting which one. The WhatsApp groups, as I said, is a danger zone. That's why we're not promoting WhatsApp groups, unfortunately, guys. But it's up to you. If you want to go that route, it's the ball's in your court. And then, of course, we will share everything with you. Okay. Yes, thank you there. I see the students are helping each other. So I will also show you the YouTube channel that you can access all the recordings and the MOOC course as well, where you can access all the lessons as well, guys, so you won't miss anything. All right, so this is how you access the teams in team. I know, but that's nice. And then you guys can actually start engaging here, starting your conversations. You can post a question or suggestion, and then you guys can join. It's up to you, totally up to you. But just check which union or committee you are belonging to. So that's quite important. Okay, so that's the first thing, how to join the teams. And yes, we will share this recording with you as well, guys. So you don't have to panic. If you're trying to write things down, don't worry. We were going to send this to you. So there's the code again. Okay, so right, once we've got that, then the next thing we need to do is let me go back, the profile pic. Okay, so how do we do a profile pic? It's actually very easy to do. Again, what you're going to do is you're going to go to this guy again. All right. So where you see this menu, where you can see your calendar and you can see your profile pic in the top corner over there. all you're going to do is you're going to click on your profile pic, and you're going to see view account. Okay, so you click on it. Yes, you should be able to see them both. Remember, Teams, it's open to both, but remember, you're only going to join the one where you are belonging to. So the A, in your case, Rufense, you're going to ignore then the AU one because you're only going to be in the channel for EcoSoc. Okay. Then once you click on view account, it's going to open your web browser, perfectly normal. You're going to have to give it a few seconds. All right, so where you see my beautiful little guy over here called, what's his name again? Orko. Okay, now you know how old I am. Then all you're going to do is you're going to click on him, and then you're going to click on change photo. Okay, nice and easy. And then you must please go save the picture of the country that you are representing. So, for example, if it is Angola, then you will hopefully have your picture on your desktop. And you'll click on it and you click on open, and then you'll see the flag will appear over there. Then all you're going to do is click on save, and that's it. Then you've done it. But please, please, please remember, guys, for your exams, make sure if you're doing, what's that horrible proctoring tool? Means a very nice proctoring tool. The invigilating app. Oh, and Moodle proctoring. Sorry, Moodle proctoring. Please make sure that you put your profile pic as you after the summit, okay? So once we're done with the summit, please put your face back again there for exam purposes. I can't stress that enough. If you've got a flag there of a country, the exam guys are going to say, it's sorry, it's a problem. Then, yeah, you're going to penalize yourself there, guys. So please, please, please make sure your country flag is removed after the summit. Then you can put yourselves back again there. So yes, it is horrible. So I do agree with you guys. But please just make sure you pass your exams. So that's how you change your profile pic. Very easy. Inside Teams, go to view account. Once it's over here, you simply just click. So in case, it might just be your initials and your surname. So like TK or M or AT, something like that. You just click on it and then you can upload your picture. So please just remember, after the summit, change it back. Okay, so that's important. Remember, you're going to do it within the application. So not inside the meeting, inside the application where you can see all the stuff, assignments and Teams and chat and whatnot. So that's important. Then the next little guy is the rooms. So what we're going to do is, now this one is when you're actually in the meeting, like what we're on right now, right? What will happen is we will actually open the rooms feature for you guys. Let me say, for example, I'm just going to say 2 rooms, please. And people can select their room. But please don't click on the rooms because it'll actually take you into another sort of area. So you'll actually not be here with us anymore. And I'm just going to create the rooms. We'll give them proper names and things. But for now, it's just room 1 and room 2. Nice and easy. I'll open the rooms. And then basically, if you guys need to go and discuss, because remember, the whole simulation is going to want you to discuss, have a dialogue, caucus with people that hopefully are agreeing with you so that you can strategize, all right? Whatever documents you're going to work with or the colleagues are going to share with you. Then this is how you can then say to everyone, okay, let's join room 1. Then you all click there, you'll join room 1. So then basically on this side, you'll be paused. So in other words, you'll be in another room where we can't hear what you guys are saying. Only you guys will be there. It's like your own Teams meeting in a way. And that's where you guys then will discuss any issues or anything that you want to discuss. So that's a little bit of a feature. You probably haven't seen it before, but it's actually very easy. So you just simply just have to click on it and then it will take you away. And then once you're done, then you simply just exit there. Or if I say close the rooms, then automatically you all come back to the main event. Okay, so that's quite important for you guys to know. But it's, again, very easy for you to do. See, there we go. There's a flag. Beautiful. I love it. So there we can see. That's what I want to see for by next week. Hey? All right. So that's how the rooms function works. So it's just good to know that when you get to simulation, we can even practice it next week. I think that's what we will do. Jump into a room, just see that experience, jump back out to the main meeting where we're at, just to get the feel of how does it work. Okay. So I hope that's all making sense. Then the next thing we need to discuss is the MOOC. Okay, so hopefully by now you guys have completed this MOOC. If not, try to complete it because remember, I saw someone was asking about presentations and slides and things like that. We actually uploaded all on there as well. Yes, I'm going to share that with you, the dates and times of the summit. It's coming up. So yes, so please complete the MOOC. It's on the ADOF site. I'm just going to quickly put in the web address. If you haven't been there, hopefully you have. Just remember, you can log in with your student details. And if you really want, you can actually even create your own profile if you want. But use your student details, because remember, this is part of the co-curricular, which means at the end of the semester, if you completed everything, you will get an official report card from UNISA stating you have completed this course and these are the skills that you've learned. So please make sure it's 100%. So there I posted it. Okay, so you just look for this banner. It's nice and big. You'll see it there. You'll click on it, and then it'll take you into the course. So yes, please make sure you've completed this. Just remember as well, guys, we do have a competition specifically for students who have completed this MOOC, and the 3 winners will be announced. All right. Well, in the summit itself. And we're also going to randomly select 2 students. So apart from the 3 that are going to win something, 2 more students are then going to be given an opportunity to actually present at the summit itself. Yes, you've heard me correct. With everyone else that's in attendance, you're going to switch on your camera and you're going to actually speak about the MOOC that you've went through, what you experienced, how did you find it, how did you find the lessons with Kashraf. Overall, how did you feel about this work? Is it helping your studies? Is it broadening your horizons? That type of thing. So take note of that. We had it last year, or actually earlier this year, and you guys actually loved it. So it was a really nice opportunity to show the world this is who you are. So just take note of that as well. Okay, to answer the questions, how do you submit the wiki? I'm not too sure what the wiki is and where's it fitting in. We're not working with wiki over here. No, we say I'm not too sure on that one. Okay, so what's happening is you will get the email as well. Don't worry, soon enough. We're just confirming the speakers' titles and what they're going to be speaking about. So once I get that, I'll just update this. We've already got the speakers, but I just need them to have their titles here. So on the 22nd, it's going to be the same time as what we're doing here and what we've been doing throughout the Model UN to make it easier for you guys, because I know your attendance is much better this time of day, and also for the 25th. So the 22nd is what we call the opening ceremony. And what's going to happen is we've got, I'm going to be presenting about the Model UN, what we're doing it, why we're doing it. We've got 2 speakers. Some of them are from South Africa, some of them are outside of South Africa, who are going to be speaking about climate change, green technologies. How can you get involved? So it's very interesting opportunities. Then we've got the student voices. Now, that's what I was just speaking about a few minutes ago, where we've got those 2 students who are going to be randomly selected, but they need to have completed the MOOC. 100%, you are going to actually be given the opportunity to come and present to everybody on that day. But don't worry, I'm going to guide you, so you're not totally on your own. So I will guide you as well. Then, of course, we will have the DS as well. So they will also come in, Kashraf, just to speak about the experience and what we've gone through and what's happening next. Because you'll see that, yes, you guys are going to be doing the simulation. Now, the simulation is going to be happening on the 23rd. And surprisingly, I didn't actually have a slide for that, which is amazing me because it should have been here. So yes, on the 23rd, guys, but it's going to be at 2 o'clock. What I'm going to do is let me quickly get the presentation that has that program on. That was a Bright Spark maneuver. It would have helped if I actually had this. Okay, so let me quickly go down, not there. There we go. So there we go. So on the 23rd, guys, from 2 o'clock, because you know it's a simulation, so it's going to be pretty much a whole day event almost. You're going to be with your chairs, the committee members that you've just met now. And you're going to see how the whole process unfolds. Remember, this is a practical simulation, so you need to understand, what am I going to do when I enter? What is the chair going to do from their side? When they call out my country's name, what must I do? What are my answers meant to be? Okay, that's why we're having this support session, so that you guys are understanding how this is going to unfold. Then you're going to move through each of the sessions. So you're going to have a discussion. There's some sub-issues. That's inside of your guides. So we're still going to speak about the guides. but you should have received it already. If you haven't, not a problem. We can get it to you today. So there we go. Then you guys are going to discuss these 3 or 4 subtopics or issues. Then you're going to draft the resolutions. So in other words, we will probably provide a template again, so that just makes it easier. So within your committees, you're going to nominate people. Some of them are going to type. They're going to type up the resolutions. Then you're going to have the discussions on the resolutions, and then ultimately the voting. Now, this is all very important because once you get to this point, the people that are going to be representing the committees are then also going to be part of the closing ceremony. Okay, so at the end of this day, you should have your resolutions typed up, and the team from DAOS are going to then tell me who the people are and what information has happened during the day. Then, just to come back, so you'll see then on the closing ceremony, which will be the 25th, because we know the 24th is a holiday. It's Heritage Day for South Africa. That's why we're not on the 24th. Again, we're going to have 2 speakers. We're going to have Code the Climate winners. So those are the guys that are busy with the hackathon that is actually closing tomorrow. And I see they've been very busy. I think we had about 37 submissions, which are completed. And so next week, we will actually be grading them to see who the winners are. And then after that, you're going to have the youth voices. So that's where now the committees that you guys have been appointed in and sort of nominated to present the committee, this is where you are going to actually come and present your resolution. Okay? To show this is what we did the previous day, this is all the work we've put in, and this is the outcome of everything that we've learned. So it really is homing in on that practicality. Then we're going to have awards and facilitations. So yes, so guys, that's why we want you to be active, because the chair and co-chair are going to be observing, and we are going to be handing out rewards to those awards and facilitations to those very active participants. Okay, because we're making this real, guys, for you. And then, of course, we are going to then have a closing section as well, just to say thank you to everyone that's been part of the program. So it is interesting. It's going to be over 3 days, and that's really what we are trying to prepare you guys for. The 23rd, as I said, that's really where you are going to be doing a lot of this thing. So I see you didn't receive a guide. That's great. Just let me know which committee you belong to. The guides are on the team's team. In case, but just in case, I'll just make sure I email you. But Mahlela, just please make sure you just indicate which committee you belong to, because I do have your student number here, or I can actually check on the system anyway, so it's not a problem. All right, so that's really what we're going to do. Now, coming to speak about the guides, there are 2 guides only, guys, the one for AU and the one for ECOSOC. So obviously, you're only going to work with the one that the committee is involved, that you're involved in. So let me just show, for example, how does the AU guide look like? Okay, I'm just going to quickly open it. Give it a few seconds. Okay, let me just, anything's open at the minute. Let me just close the presentations that are running, because I think they're jamming up PDF files. Okay, almost there. Okay, let me open the desktop one. I think it's crying about OneDrive that's updating itself. Wonderful day for that to be happening. Okay, it's nearly there. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. I see sometimes these updates run at the weirdest times when you really don't want them to. Okay, let me quickly just share again. So there we go. So I'll make sure you get, okay, good, no problem. I'll send it to you directly after this meeting. So the guides look like this. So this is really, really important. Yes, me too. I also love their colors. Okay, so background guide. So it gives you background about the union or the committee that you're belonging to. So you'll see it's quite a document, detailed document. It's about 14 pages, this one. This is the African Union one. So if you scroll down, you'll see there is the letter from the executive board. So it's important. You need to read everything. Then as you go down, you'll see the committee's mandate. So that's critical. Okay. Understanding what the mandate is for the African Union, the Africa we want. That's brilliant. I love it. The key terms and definitions. Okay, cool. So that's important. Introduction to the agenda. So again, this is really, really critical to understand what the agenda is, what you're bringing to the party, what you're researching about. And if you just go down, they give you some background. So that's important to understand exactly where you're coming from. All right, so understand the background, the current developments in data. All right, so it's covered here as well. So you're going to have to read through it. Past regional, international action. So just remember, just like Kashif has shown us in the meetings, you must actually go online and actually go to the African Union website and go have a look and see what's exactly happening there. The challenges and the gaps. So here's the opportunities, guys. And a lot of this is where you can actually delve into research and what is required. So it's very, very detailed. So it's just a matter of following this, guys. There's the approaches and the coalition, so that can also help, and the possible policy directions as well. So it's quite a detail. It will take you, well, that's why we're giving it to you now. So you've got a whole weekend to work through it. And then, of course, the caucus topics that you guys can actually discuss on the day as well. So it's very interesting that you can build up already a good idea of what you're going to be speaking about. There are some questions as well that we've been added to it, just to sort of get you to think a little bit broader on the topics that you are covering. And we've also given you the references. So all of this information is available to you. It is really going to help guide you to make sure that when you get to this event that you understand what's going to happen. So from the colleagues from the DS, I really would like you guys to touch on the element of the actual simulation. In other words, on the 23rd at 2 o'clock, when the summit or the event begins, students have joined. What are you going to do, and what are you expecting from the students as well who are representing their countries? I think that's so important so that they can get a nice understanding of exactly what's going to happen. I think we should even have it next week, Thursday, same time, guys. I'll send you the invite. I think we even should have a little bit of a practice run through it. Students can maybe share some of their speeches with us just to see how it all goes and whatnot. So I think that is quite important. So everything you're looking for there, the topic of the day is provided, is actually in the guide itself. And the chair are then going to sort of direct you guys. So Parth, I'm just going to hand over to you and then maybe give some insights, background, things that you found useful for candidates. Because remember, this is their first time, hey? Many of these guys have never done this before. They're totally new to it. So any guidance like that is really, really important and it would definitely help them. Over to you, Parth.
Okay, thank you so much, David. So delegates, first of all, thank you for joining. And my advice to you would be, see, it's the Global the Global Voices Summit. So as the name says, the voices, and you are the voice. You have the background guide. You already know if the delegates who are representing an African Union, you know the agenda of 2063, the Africa we want. So you already know the problem. You already know the who are the stakeholders of the problem, root causes of the problem. It's just you have to frame the solutions. That what you believe as the as a delegate, what you believe would be the perfect solutions. And represent your country perfectly, like whatever the country the country is doing, just the ethical use of the AI, how you can bring the AI and how the AI would be helpful for the development of Africa. So, and same goes for the ECOSOC committee also. It's not something which we are doing as something new. You already know the problem. We all feel the climate change. We all are experiencing the problems of climate change. Like right now we have already crossed the 6 planetary boundaries out of 9. So we already know the problem. We know the root causes also. It's just we have to frame the perfect solutions. So now we also have the executive board of both the committees, African Union and ECOSOC. So over to Vaishnavi. She's the chairperson of African Union. So ma'am, please guide the delegates how you would be simulating the committee, what you expect from the delegates. And yes, ma'am, over to you. And just one thing, delegates, be confident while speaking, because it's your voice and you have to speak. Otherwise, you won't be heard. And if you're not heard, then how the world will do the action. So all the best, everyone. Now over to you, Vaishnav.
Hello, hi. I'm the chairperson for African Union. So also, honestly, how the expectations are basically, I want, it's like how EB expects you or sees you is someone who is confidently putting up their stance as well, right? When you go ahead and like more being on analysis of the motion and understand also, when you talk about African Union or like in committees like that, you are more going towards a solution driven perspective. So the understanding of the agenda and what are the unique solutions that you can bring ahead, even for the change or even for development of your own country, your neighboring countries, or African Union as a whole. That is, I think, the sole perspective of going ahead like analyzing this motion as well. And for stimulation of committee, I think the basic criteria would be understanding of the motion and going ahead like fully participating in agenda as well, because I remember last time the participation was so good. Like one of the most brilliant people I've come across from past year UNISA as well. And I think I'll be more impressed if you go ahead and like put up your stance even in a more confident way possible, even in mocks as well. And even when you go ahead, because somehow this is a platform where you go ahead and like develop your own skills. So everything you are doing it, you are doing it for your own development, you're doing it for your own perspective, critical thinking and analysis as well, whether it be POIs on the spot, or whether it be proposing your stance as well. So I think so the basic the thing that as executive would I expect people, or I encourage people, or like encourage all the delegates to go ahead and like make it more concise, make it more solution driven, and make it more engaging as well according to your perspective as well. Because somehow when you go ahead and try to bubbly speaking, confidence is the key, and that's what I think is the major thing that I morely encourage in my committee as well. Thank you so much. Over to you, Anushka.
Vaishnavi, just a second. Just tell them about the flow of the committee also, like roll call, then the general speakers list, and how the you would be going with the moderated caucus topics and unmoderated caucus. Like, just explain that, and the structure they should include, like the points in the speeches, how they should present, then the foreign policy also. Like little bit about
Yes.
that introduction also would be helpful for the delegates.
Okay, so the MUN committee basically starts with roll call where you say present, present or voting. And when you go ahead and say present and voting, you have a right to go ahead and like say present or absent or abstain in the voting as well. Which is to say abstain looks like, okay, I don't want to vote about the stance as well, right? So that's how the basic present or present and voting looks like. And then proposal of GSL. GSL is general speaker is where you go ahead and like give a basic overview of the entire agenda, your perspective, your country's agenda as well. You talk about your foreign policy solution as well. So GSL is somehow everything summed up that you go ahead and like present that you want to propose on this agenda, or what you your basic understanding of the agenda as well. And moving forward to moderated caucus, as you all would have been familiar with, moderated caucus is okay. So understand, agenda is somehow the bigger picture. When you get into moderated caucus is something that is derived out of that agenda. So if something that is going on like agenda is Russia Ukraine war, then you go ahead and like put motion, right? The humanitarian crisis that occurred during Russia Ukraine war, right? So that is the motion that we will deliberate upon in moderated caucus as well. So that is an example of motion that you can go ahead and like read about. You can go, you're presenting your stance in. So motion is somehow that is deliberately voted upon, which is to say special majority is required for like if there are 50 people in a committee, if 25 plus 1, which is to say 26 people agree that this motion should be debated upon, the motion passes. and then speakers are recognized in their stance as well, right? So that is all about how moderated caucus, and understand how your speech ranked in moderated caucus, right? It is a presenting on your stance, okay, your country's perspective. And second thing, I think it's a more about talking about other countries as well, whether you want to go ahead and like target, talk about, elaborate, or support other countries' foreign policy as well. And third, when you go ahead and write all of these pointers, the third perspective would be going again elaborating on your foreign policy, how you view this stance, how you view integration of African Union and like integration of AI in climate change as well. And then moving forward to solutions as well. So you go ahead and like give a basic introduction, then you present your stance of what your stances are, and also addressing problems, addressing solutions are something that is most vital in this debate, because understand how am I going ahead like analyzing the solution that you're giving when you're not telling me the problem as well, right? So analyzing the problem, giving solution, talking about other countries' stance, their perspective, and then presenting your stance as well. This is the basic structure or things you can inculcate to make your speech more understanding, more elaborative as well, using more statistics, which is to say, when you go ahead and talk about how, you know, Agenda 2063 looks like, or how continental free trade in Africa looks like, and how this AI is inculcated in like predicting rainfall patterns, or integration of AI tools in Nigeria and Kenya and other countries as well. So this is the basic overview of moderated caucus. Then moving forward to unmoderated caucus. Unmoderated caucus is something that is the time that is given to you for deliberation, for informal, where you can go ahead and deliberate upon what next motion could be, what next agenda could be. It is for basic socializing as well. But it's important to go ahead and analyze what's the time given to you into more elaboration upon agenda as well. And then understand there are POIs. POIs are basically point of information. It is to say, if delegate of Kenya is giving a speech, you can ask POIs, which is to say a verbal question of anything that delegate is talking about, humanitarian crisis. You can go ahead and ask, oh delegate, oh listen, how your country is going ahead and taking a step in that humanitarian crisis as well. So this is an example of how you can raise a POI as well. So as far what I've elaborated to you, let's sum up. I've elaborated to you what is the difference between present and voting. I've elaborated to you what moderated caucus are. I've elaborated to you what GSL are, and I've elaborated to you what unmoderated caucus look like. Okay, then perfect. Moving on to, you can have 2-3 moderated caucus if MUN is 2 day long, and GSL is something that is non-exhausting, which will further continue as well. And GSL is something that is the most prominent speech of this debate, right? And then moving forward to documentation. When you talk about documentation, it's either mostly about resolution making and submitting your position paper. Okay, so I'll start with position paper. Position paper is something that you submit about your country, what your country's current position is, its climate stance, and everything that you can accumulate about your country's solution, perspective, agenda, views, and what are the further steps that your country can take, that can all accumulate in position paper, right? And in documentation, in resolution, you work collaboratively with people, and you go ahead and analyze the mutual solution, mutual agreements that you go ahead and like analyze that, right? Also, I think so the pattern of the resolution will be shared, or if not, I think so that will be accumulated as well. You can go ahead and like research. Okay, so the pro tip I have for you is that go ahead and analyze what are the statistics that is important about your country in this debate. And second thing I want you to analyze is go ahead and read how research papers are formed. Read research paper of Harvard MUN or different MUNs, so that you get a basic idea of what position paper, research paper actually looks like. And that is the basic key things that I want to elaborate, how format is that gonna look like. And thank you so much. Over to you, Anushka.
Thank you so much, Vaishnavi ma'am. Okay, so starting, I am so excited to welcome you all to EcoSoc. So our agenda at hand is technology and AI for climate action, right? So remember, ECOSOC's mandate under Article 62 of the UN Charter gives us the power to recommend real solutions. Agreements like Paris Agreement, Articles 9, 10, 11 guides us on climate financing, technology transfer, capacity building. So my first expectation would be substantive enough. Quote real articles, treaties, principles. Just don't speak general things. Be mindful in that. And don't impress us with fancy words. Impress us with substance. What you're speaking matters. Okay, you might speak in normal, simple English, but does it make sense? That is what it matters. Second expectation is bring solutions. Just don't describe how bad climate change is. We already know it's bad. Tell us about how EcoSoc should help through it. Climate financing, technology transfer, AI for disaster prediction, workers. But I'm just saying be practical and creative enough. Okay. Then work together. You have to work collaboratively, as the word United Nations suggests. United Nations. So you have to work together. You have to merge ideas, make alliances, make sure that every country is heard, and make such good solutions and resolutions that every delegate feels like they have wrote a piece in it. Every country should feel like they have a part in it. And be bold enough. Think outside the box. AI for smart agriculture, early warning system, but be creative. Think outside the box. Go wild, but keep it realistic that it can be implementable. You have to see the feasibility of it, whether it is implementable or not. And above all, have fun. Debate hard, stay respectful, make this committee that long after the conference also you should have the impact in your mind that ECOSOC can help climate change through AI. So let's just not make this room not just a committee but a lab for ideas that could actually work in the real world. Because herein we are not just doing it for the simulation, we are doing it so that it actually helps in the real world. And so you have whatever I said, that is the only expectations from my part. Be substantive, be creative, be respectful, and above all, have fun. Because at the end, if you're not enjoying the work that you do, you might as well, you will not do it that diligently. So you have to have thinking. You should think like if you are a citizen of that country, if you are facing this, if you do not find a solution for that, you will face that. You don't want to face adversity, right? So how to break that adversity and get to make this world a beautiful place again, which it was, which it should be, and you have to make it now. And talking about the committee's procedure, Vaishnavi ma'am elaborated and explained beautifully. And I just want to add on that be mindful enough how you are using your speaking time. Because greetings, salutations actually waste your speaking time. Be substantive, as I said. Put in real facts. If you do not say good morning, good afternoon, it will not deduct your marks. But if you are not stating clear facts, it will. So very simply saying, be mindful in thinking. And that's it from my side. Parth sir, would you like to add something?
Yeah, thank you so much, Anushka, and thank you so much, Vaishnavi, for your for briefing our delegates. So, David, what else we are supposed to do? Like, if the delegates have certain questions, they can ask the question to the executive board.
Yes,
And they
please.
will.
Yep, sir. Carry on.
Yeah, so delegates, if you have any questions if you want to ask from your executive board related to rules and procedures or how the committee is going to be, please drop the text on the chat box, and the executive board will address your queries.
All right, super. Could we maybe also share your email addresses if that's fine with you, the chair and the co-chairs?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. So Anushka and Vaishnavi, I request you to share your email IDs in the chat box so the delegates can ask you the question. Okay.
Yeah, so that I think can also really help a lot with regards to just fine tuning. So students, what we're going to do is then next week, Thursday, same time. All right, I'll send you another link for that one. What we will do is we'll just have a bit of a practice run. In other words, before the actual event, we are going to have a little bit of a practice run so that you guys can just get a feel of how's it going to work. So what we're going to do then is we're going to use the rooms function, and we're going to call the one room will be the African Union, and the other one will be ECOSOC. And then you guys will actually get that feeling of actually joining the room, being in a room. And then with the co-chairs and chairs, they are then going to run through how it all works. In other words, they're going to call out the country's name, and then you need to say, are you voting or you're non-voting? And then the speeches. If I remember correctly, the speeches are fairly short, isn't it? Any of the colleagues? Is it 30 seconds or a minute? I can't quite remember the time period, because I know you are allocated a certain time to speak. Yes, I think it's about 1 minute. Thank you. Yes, it's in the guide. Yeah, okay, there we go. So just remember that, students, you only get 1 minute to speak. All right. So when it's time for speeches, you get 1 minute, exactly how it happens in the real world. You've got to go through it. And then once you're done, and then the next person comes in. So that's what we're going to do next week, Thursday. Of course, if you've got any questions, please feel free also to email us. To ask us next week, Thursday. You've got the study guides now. I see quite a lot of you guys have already joined into the Teams team, the Global Voices, so that you guys can actually access and start communicating with each other. I just want to see, we've already got 20 members that have joined up. So well done, guys. It wasn't too difficult. I know UNISA students, you guys are brilliant. You really do know how to problem solve. If ever I've met people to problem solve, UNISA students is top. Definitely. So well done, guys. I see you are definitely getting there. So I will share the recording as well with you guys, so you can maybe go through it again, work through the guides. That's very important. And then next week, Thursday, you've got the email addresses as well, so you can even pop them an email beforehand. But by next week, Thursday, let's get together again. Let's run a little bit of a practice run, get a feel for it. If you've got questions, let's ask those questions. Let's really get feedback from you, or if you're totally comfortable and you're understanding how everything's working, that's also great, because it means you've really done well with everything that we've done. Are there any questions else that maybe we're seeing in the chat, or you guys seem to be covered? Okay, you might have joined late, so you probably missed my whole joining speech. Kagiso, I'm just going to quickly add you, just to make it a bit easier, because I can see you already there. There we go, done. Okay, brilliant. Yes, the 2 rooms is what I was just demonstrating, just to show you guys how it all works. Is Anushka the executive board of AU? Maybe you can answer that one, Anushka.
I am the chairperson or the president of ECOSOC Economic and Social Council.
All right, there we go. But it was a good question. Thank you for asking that question. That's why we're here, guys. You must ask us so that we know that you know what's all happening. So that's perfect, not a problem. But yeah, thank you for that question. All right, so Kagiso, I have added you. So you should be able to see under the teams, you've got a team. And it's called the Global Voices Climate Summit. So there we go. Just remember, in there, your 2 channels, the AU. Let me quickly just share, so you can just make sure, because I know some of you guys might have joined a bit late. So once you join the team there, you've got the 2 committees that you're going to be. Remember, it's under the teams in the application, right? Not inside the team where we are now. In the application itself, where you can see chats and assignments and calendar, you should now be able to see this as well. Okay. Unfortunately, Maputla, if I don't see your student number, I can't add you, unfortunately, hey? Because I need to see your student number in order to actually add you there. Okay, so let me quickly see who else is. I will start adding you guys. If you aren't able to join, not a problem. I know it's a bit of a tricky exercise, depending what device you're using.